I don't think you can ever be surprised when UEFA choose Germany for an event, because they are exactly that. They are a safe pair of hands. We know that the stadiums already exist to host this tournament. If they had to host a tournament next year, Germany would be very capable of doing it at the drop of a hat. However, I am a little bit surprised because UEFA do certainly like to emphasize their liking for trying to increase their boundaries, to try and break new ground as far as football hosting goes. And the one thing Germany does not offer UEFA or European football supporters in 2024 is a new experience. Right. Of course, there will be matches in Germany in 2020 Euros. They hosted the 2006 World Cup. They hosted the 1998 European Championships, albeit then it was West Germany, of course, and the 1974 World Cup prior to unification. So from that perspective, I have to say I am a little surprised. I thought that Turkey is clearly ready with its stadiums. There's no question about that. The profile of Turkish football has increased hugely, a platform which probably began, shall we say, in 2002 onwards with the successful World Cup of the Turkish national team there, and a great performance, of course, in the Euros in 2008, 10 years ago. And Turkish football has gone from strength to strength. The Super League is well-respected league around the continent now. And I felt that Turkey was ready. Unfortunately, of course, for Turkey, it seems that UEFA is not.
And you know, Steve, it's interesting because before this announcement was made, UEFA had praised Turkey's bid, saying that it was in line with the, quote, long-term objectives of UEFA. So why did it... Yeah, go ahead.
I think that probably what UEFA are trying to get across with that is that they feel that Turkey could host a successful championship. Of course, what UEFA wants for every championship that they put on are multiple bidders, so that they always have options. And that way, of course, infrastructure and stadium development happens in the countries that are bidding for these tournaments. Football develops, of course, and UEFA have choices. The last thing UEFA wants is a situation where countries stop bidding. And also, the flip side of that, though, which again makes me a little surprised that Germany have won this, is that if you are a country which, let's use the expression, serial bidder for these tournaments, sending this tournament to Germany is not a positive message to those countries who may now sit there and think, when they want to consider whether perhaps, you know, a Scandinavian bid maybe for 2028 or a Celtic bid, Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, whatever, for 2028, those bids may be a little discouraged when they see this going to, if you like, one of the usual suspects.
And Steve, tell me, I mean, what do you think fans will actually think of this decision? As you said, I mean, part of the 2020 championship is going to be in Germany as well. And then they have 2024 and some of the same venues. Yeah. Is it exciting for fans?
Well, listen, don't get me wrong. I've covered, I think, 6 World Cups and 6 European Championships. And I would say that the 2006 World Cup in Germany was the best organized tournament that I've ever been to. Russia, in the summer just gone, pushed it close. But there's no question that Germany will provide a great tournament. The stadiums are fantastic. The traveling will be relatively straightforward, certainly compared to Russia. And, you know, the fans will enjoy the experience of being in Germany. However, as I said earlier, this is not a new experience for fans. Those of a certain age, like myself, will have been to Germany on many occasions for tournaments of this kind, and will remember watching tournaments in Germany over the years. And I think from that perspective, it is a shame for supporters that they will not get to experience the length and breadth of Turkey. Many European football fans, of course, will have experienced Istanbul in, you know, the giants of Turkish football, may have visited to watch their team play at Galatasaray or Fenerbahce or Beşiktaş, or maybe fewer, of course, would have gone to Bursaspor and Trabzonspor and some of the other venues which Turkey were hoping would host Euro 2024. So, yes, I understand why hearts are breaking, because a lot of money, a lot of effort goes into these bids, and difficult to swallow.
Steve, I'll tell you what, I am sharing the set with our Beyond the Game correspondent, Paul Scott. He's with me now. We only got a couple minutes left, so let him get a question in.
Yeah, Steve, I just wanted to ask, you touched on it there, 2006 as one of the best organised tournaments. Do you think that with FIFA's decision to send the World Cup recently to Qatar and to Russia, that there's a trend now to going to safer countries? We saw the World Cup in going to the USA, for example. Do you think that trend of going to breaking new ground is over?
Well, I certainly hope not, because that would be flying in the face of what FIFA and UEFA have been championing over several years in trying to expand football's horizons across the globe, trying to encourage countries that they can be a part of a major champion as a host. That may be, of course, wasn't in this case for either Turkey or Germany, but it may be as part of a multiple country bid. Which was an idea which went down very badly when it was first really, certainly at World Cup level, was first mooted in 2002. You'll remember that Japan and South Korea initially bid separately and were kind of forced together into a FIFA conglomerate. Now, that tournament went pretty well, though there was always a competitive edge between those two nations. So I think a single bid suited UEFA this time around, but they have taken the unadventurous choice. I would repeat, though, Paul, that, for all that Turkey would have been a fantastic tournament and a fantastic achievement for the nation, there is no question that Germany will put on a good tournament. Clearly, they are experienced at doing so, but it does represent a safe pair of hands.